Hey there, fourth grade. It's Mr. Remedies, your bearded buddy himself, with our final lesson of the week. All right, we've done some really great work all week, and we know that we're going to finish up strong today. Now, we have been studying biography all week, and today you can see it on your screen. Boom, right there. We are going to be talking about the inclusion of quotes by biographers. So we know that sometimes biographers include quotes by the subject. As always, we have some learning goals and success criteria. Let's scoot on over to those and see what we got for today. Our learning goal is going to look very familiar because it's a learning goal that we've had for a couple of lessons now. And our goal is that we are learning to analyze the craft decisions a biographer makes in writing a biography. Okay? This week, we've been really focused in with looking at how the writers are writing instead of what the writers are writing. And so I think you guys are doing a great job out there. This is a next level skill that you guys will carry with you in fifth grade and beyond, okay? We are really looking and learning at how the author is writing and the decisions they're making as opposed to really so much worried about what happens in the book. All right, with that being said, in order to know that you've met your learning goal, you got to check your learning along the way. Here's our checklist, our success criteria. Quattro sentences today. Like I can define quote. I can identify quotes within a text. I can determine if quotes are authentic. And I can describe the importance of including quotes. Okay? You hit those along the way, and I know you guys will be successful in reaching your goal. All right? Let's, as always, scoot on over to some important definitions, and then we'll get on to some examples. So we are looking at definitions, and you know what, guys? Mr. Remy's cutting you some slack today. You got one singular definition today, and that is the word quote. Now, this probably is a little bit of review for you guys, but always good to review. A quote is the exact words someone said, repeated in a text, song, or video. All right? Now that you know that, let's start to look at some examples and really dive into analyzing the choices that biographers make. And sometimes those authors include quotes by the subject. And so you can see it on your screen, like we've done all week. We're using Action Jackson, our biography about the wonderful painter Jackson Pollock. All right? And we're specifically looking at our quote right up here, right above my head. The painting has a life all its own. Right? We can find that on page 20. Okay? Now, we know it's a quote because it's set off on the little rabbit ears. Those are called quotation marks, and you've seen them and used them in your writing. Right? So we know these are words that are spoken by Jackson Pollock. Right? Let's ask ourselves a very, very important question. That question is, why would a biographer include a quote? What's the purpose? What does it add to the writing? Okay? So put your thinking caps on. Why do you think we would want to read the exact words someone said, especially a famous person or a person who led an interesting life? What would we think there? I bet you guys are coming up with great ideas like biographers include quotes to show the subject's thoughts. Now, in a biography, unless the person is retelling their own life, which is an autobiography, not quite the same, then we have no idea what someone's thinking unless they share their thoughts with writings or with the spoken word. So biographers have to include those quotes to show us what the subject is thinking. Right? I bet some of you out there also maybe came up with the idea that the quotes add to the variety of the writing. They change up our reading experience. Instead of just telling us, Jackson Pollock went and Jackson Pollock climbed and then Jackson Pollock cooked and then he baked and then he yada yada yada. We can break up that reading experience by reading quotes and reading what they actually said in certain situations. Like our quote from Action Jackson, right? And finally, quotes are from the subjects themselves and can be trusted as authentic. And you and I know that we've seen that word authentic a couple of times already this week. So you know what's coming next. Yeah, you do. Don't deny it. We're going to the facts. All right, we're going to go check out and see if something is authentic. So, does the quote seem authentic? We're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna take it to court. Fact number one: the author included a note on page 31 indicating that the quote is real. So if I look here in my Action Jackson book, I'm going to turn to 31. Boom. Okay. I got it right here. I know y'all can't see it, but I can clearly see it says the painting has a life of its own is another J.P. Jackson Pollock quote from Possibilities, page 18. So this was Possibilities was probably a magazine back in Jackson Pollock's time. That was an art magazine. And so the author has included the fact that it was something that was actually said and taken from another source. Good bit of research that the author has done for this book. Fact number two: Pollock painted with great energy and motion. Throughout our Action Jackson book, the author describes Jackson Pollock as painting with this great feeling and energy that he would almost seem to dance around the canvas as he painted. And then there's a passage in the book that says there were times where he would finish painting and be dripping with sweat and exhausted from the energy that he used to paint that. So we know those are facts. So if I have a couple of facts, I think that this is authentic. Okay? But that's not for me to decide. That's for the judge to decide. All right. Thanks, random judge. I really appreciate that. Mad props to that judge for letting me know that I was on the right track, that we were on the right track of determining that quote to be authentic, okay? So let's move on to Exhibit B, as they say in court. We're looking at Radiant Child, the story of young artist Jean-Michel Basquiat. I assume that's how you say that, okay? So let's look at a quote from this particular book. In the book on page 21, Jean-Michel says, "Papa, I will be very, very famous one day." Okay? So let's see if this is authentic. So again, I want to ask, does the quote seem authentic? Does this add some believability to the biography? So I'm going to present you with some facts. Fact number one: kids tell their parents their dreams. Okay, you guys have probably done it half a dozen times recently, all across Copper's Cove. That's just something that kids do. Kids tell their parents their dreams. Right? Fact number two: many children want to be famous when they grow up. Not everybody, fame's not for everybody, but that's a fact. Many kids want to be famous, whether it's a famous dancer, or they want to be president, or they want to be a painter. Some people want to be famous. Right? And fact number three: Jean-Michel wanted to be famous. Okay? That was one of his dreams that he let people know in quite a few interviews later in life. Okay, so I think that this is authentic. Okay, now I am going to let you know that this seems authentic, but I think it's maybe a little made up because we probably weren't there to record what was actually being said, or his papa probably didn't record what his son was saying, like writing down on a piece of paper. It's probably something that the biographer uses because it seems like something that he would say. All right, so I think it's authentic, but that is not for me to decide. Judge LeBron James, what do you think? All right. Thank you, Judge LeBron James. I really appreciate that. So now that we are 2 for 2 on our authentic court, let's head over to a review. We know that biographers choose to include quotes from their subjects in their writing. We know that quotes add variety to the reading experience. Quotes let us know more about the subject's thoughts, ideas, and beliefs. And since quotes are words the subject actually said, or quite possibly said, the biography feels more authentic and can be trusted. Okay? I've been Mr. Remedies. You've been awesome.